My talk today is 3-4 defense, small linemen against big dudes, okay? Our enrollment, we're the 571 down there. We're the 571, those are the schools we play in our conference. Tom said, historically we've been in Division III for the playoffs. Division III, the break line is usually about 550 on the low end, about 1,000 on the high end. It's almost 2 to 1, bottom to top. So we get into playoffs, we're usually the 31 or 32 in Division III. So enrollment-wise, we don't play it ever a school smaller than us. Okay, that's changing because fortunately or unfortunately, depending on look at it, our school enrollment's going down. So this gap is our enrollment this year. This is from 15, 16. Our enrollment this year is like 530, and next year we're gonna be at about 505. So size-wise, student-wise, all that kind of stuff, you know, and playoff-wise, historically, we've been the small guy. Okay, which is all good. Okay. Real quick on my background, guys, you can see I'm a pretty old guy. This is the defense. I'm the head coach at Xavier, okay? But my background, I was an assistant coach at Kakana. My dad was head coach there. He was an even front guy, 44 defense, we went 52. Coached 1 year collegiately, we were a 43 team there. The rest of the time when I took over at Xavier, we've been an odd front. It's what I know. But a lot of good mentors. John Stager up in Duluth, and you guys know John has really had a huge impact on me and what we do and how we do it. Pat Cerrone's the other one up at Oshkosh. Those guys have really helped me along the way. And a lot of what we do is a combination of those concepts, and we apply them to what we do. Okay. All right, 3-4 defense for us. Why do we like it? I like it's versatile. I like only to put 3 linemen on the ground. My school, okay, we're small, we are athletic as hell. Our basketball team hasn't lost a game this year. They were second in state last year, they were second in state the year before that. I don't think they're going to lose a game this year, knock on wood. We have athletes, okay? We don't have is size. We don't have kids up front, okay? So I don't dwell on that. I dwell on what we do have. What do we have? Where are our strengths lie? What can we do? We can put 11 kids on the field that are athletic. I like a 3-4 defense. I only need 3 guys down. Ideally, I'd like to have a 300-pound nose guard. We don't have them. Okay? So we do have 165-pound nose guards, but with 2 of them out there, I guess we could have one. But we're small. Guys, when I talk about we're small, you're going to see it on film. I got a ton of clips. Okay, and maybe our small is big for you guys, but our big is small for other guys. Our average defensive lineman, weight-wise, anywhere from about 170 pounds to 225, in that range. Okay, we're not big. All right, I do have a couple exceptions here and there, but for whatever reason, and you go to school at Xavier High School in Appleton, it stunts your growth. Okay, you only get so big. Okay. But anyways, this is what I know. And doing this for 20-some years and really going to those guys that run similar stuff, it's what I invested my time in trying to learn. And I work diligently and trying to get better. And hopefully this experience is going to help me grow selfishly, okay? So, everything I really like about our 3-4 defense, it's very flexible. We see a diverse amount of offense. We got a lot of teams who'll go 2 tights, and I'll show you some of that stuff, and load a backfield up on us. We do see a little bit of spread. We see option football in a big conference. We see a little bit of everything. What I like about it is we go from an unbalanced set to a spread set to an overload to anything, and our kids can easily adjust to it. Very flexible, okay? It's easy to bring pressure, okay? Got 3 guys on the ground, I got 8 guys off the ground. I can bring any one of those guys. It's very easy for us, and we can do some of the stuff. I'm not going to talk about this today, but if any of you guys ever want to talk about any of the zone blitz stuff, the 5-3-3 stuff, it's a big part of what we do. Something my talk is about today. But this 3-4 defense allows that. You see the Packers do it, and I probably shouldn't be saying Packers in defense, but you know, the little X stunt that you see those guys run inside, a lot of perimeter, you know, with drop backs and stuff, really good stuff. 3-4 allows you to do that, okay? And like I keep on talking about, we only have 3 linemen on the field, okay? For the most part, guys, we try to 2-platoon for the most part. We've been successful in doing that until last year. Our numbers are really starting to reduce down, so we're going to have to look at potentially having some kids cross over this year. Okay? Just to go a quick snapshot of who we are record-wise since I've been there. The one thing I'll say I'll take pride in what I've done at Xavier is I came here in 2001. From 1966 to 2001, Xavier never had consecutive winning seasons. Okay? So I took the job that no one wanted. And I take pride in that. The cornerstone of this has been we've been primarily a pretty solid football program overall. I think defense has kind of been our backbone, but we've had some offensive explosions in there as well. But everything that we do fundamentally comes around and centered around our defense. And when I talk about the Packers, I mean, I love the Packers to death, you know, and I thought the run they had this year was incredible, but you know, I think you need a defense to get the whole thing done, and obviously they're lacking. Okay, guys, really quick, we were 5-5 last year. We were stretching here for 3 years, 11-2, 9-2, 11-1. We were really good. We had a really good football team all 3 of those years. My 2015 team was the best team I had. 2013 was pretty good too, but 2015 we had the best defense we ever had. I had 11 senior starters in 2015. 2016, we had 11 new kids last year. And we looked like it. Okay? We looked like it. We had a lot of sophomores and juniors playing last year. It was tough last year, but it's going to be better this year, so I'm excited about that. Okay? These are 3 letters we live by. We have this on our whiteboard and everywhere. DYJ, do your job. DYJ, do your job, do your job, do your job. If you ask one of my kids how many times a week, a day, they hear this from me, they say, sick of it. Okay, but it's something that we really build into everything we do. It's on our board. You know, just really build that mentality. We're going to dive into what that is. Okay? Everything is triggers. Triggers for our defense is everything. Okay? We're going to get into this. How do we defend power? How do we defend our run game? It's all based off triggers. You see something, you do something. It's that simple. Okay? We're the most boring, repetitive football team that there is. Our kids will recite, if you're an inside linebacker for us, pull, plug, flow. That's their triggers. They're going to do it, they're going to yell at one of them. How many times a week they respond to those things, but that's all we do. Our offense, or our perimeter guys, our outside linebackers, they have their triggers. Our safeties have their triggers. Okay? What does our practice look like? We practice responding to those triggers all day long. My outside linebacker gets a down block, okay? He's going to boom. He's going to wrong arm that, or he's going to edge step, and then we'll go through that. That's it. Okay? So we talk about practice structure, indie group team. Okay? Where we emphasize? We emphasize run game, run fits. Okay? I have outside linebackers. I do the same drills every single day. Same footwork, same stance and starts, same reactions to triggers. Okay? You'd be amazed, after 6-7 weeks, you even pull film up and these kids aren't perfect in it. Okay, and that's all I want them to be, is perfect. Okay, so we're repetitive. Okay, we're simple in approach. Our kids, DYJ, they do their job. They have to know what their job is. They're clearly identified as those guys. And we get good at the things that we feel are important. Okay? The number one priority in our defense is to stop the run. Period. We will stop the run. Or we'll do everything that we can to stop the run. Okay? So, D-linemen. You know, what are D-linemen going to see? You're going to see one of these triggers. What are you going to do in a base block? What are you going to do on a pull? What are you going to do on a down, on a reach, on a double? Okay? What are anytime? Right there. So we work on our stance and our starts and reacting off to those things. over and over and over. Now, depending on the week, is going to be what we're going to emphasize, right? If we get a zone team, or we get a gap scheme, is what we're going to emphasize. But just generally speaking, that's what our D linemen do. Okay? They respond to those things. If I ask any one of my D linemen what a reach block is or what a down block is, you better tell me what it is. More importantly, you tell me what he's going to do against it. Okay? What are they doing to you? Coach, I'm getting reached. They're doubling us. Those are the only forms of acceptable communication that we get. They got to talk in those terms. Okay? Because when you talk in those terms, then we can respond to how we can manage that better, right? Rather than, what's going on out there? Coach is kicking my ass. Okay? Well, how? Right? How's that? Fundamentally, what can we do? How can we correct that? Okay? What are the things we need to work on? Okay? Our outside linebackers, okay? Our outside linebackers in a 3-4 defense are absolutely critical, okay? Guys, our outside linebackers and our safeties are the 4 best athletes we have in our building at Xavier. Absolutely the 4 best. Our field overhang outside linebacker is a freak. This kid is smart, he's going to be strong, he's going to be fast, he's going to be athletic. He's going to be able to defend the pass game, he's going to be able to take on a 235-pound fullback, he's going to have to be able to take on a 285 or 325 pulling guard. And he's going to have to defend someone out in space. We don't have a lot of those kids in our building, but we'll find the kid that can do that. In unison with that is our safeties in our 3-4. Okay? These kids they practice together a lot in our practice structure. Our outside guys and our safety guys do a lot of our perimeter fit stuff in our group segments. And our D-line inside guys are working under inside fits. Okay? Outside linebackers, inside linebackers. You're a linebacker in a 3-4, but you couldn't be any radically different. I mean, it is totally different positions. Okay? We bring some kids in that we think can play in the perimeter. They can't, and vice versa. Generally speaking, our better football players are here. Our tough kids, our hammerheads are on the inside. Okay, that's not to say they don't have thinking to do and they don't have a lot to do in there. Okay? But when we ask our kids in our 3-4 defense as an outside linebacker, we're asking them to do a lot. Okay? We've been blessed. Last year was probably the first year we didn't have a really good kid there, but the years previous to that, we've had some kids that can flat out play, that are playing up collegiately right now. And that position has been a position of authority for us. We've won that battle, okay? So, but fundamentally, guys, this is my position group. I take enormous pride in our anytime, in our outside linebackers, and being flawless on that. Real quick, just touch on a little bit our outside linebackers, guys. We don't strength it. We're a field boundary team. Okay, so we'll have a field overhang we call Fred. Our outside linebacker to the boundary is Bob. We're pretty smart, We can keep things straight that way. But we have a Fred and a Bob. But even within that, they're very radically different. High school, the hash marks are pretty large in comparison to college. So having that familiarity with dealing in space for our Fred is certainly different than dealing with the boundary perspective for Bob. Okay? And those guys get good looks at that. Yeah. Dealing with big linemen. I tell our guys all the time, there's a couple things about big dudes that they don't like. Big guys don't like playing low. Big guys that I know don't like to run. So we make our D linemen low moving targets. We want a big guy to catch a small guy. I tell our guys all the time, you get one of these guys getting in a phone booth, he's going to kick your ass. If you get him out in space and have him try touching you, he probably can't get you. Okay? We can't fight battles we can't win. If we play high, we're dead. High man's a dead man for us. Low man wins. Okay? So within our concepts, with our D line and all our recognition blocks, our down and our doubles, our reach, etc., we live under a shoot. Okay, we got a hell of a nice one. I don't know how big this thing is. Our O-line guy wanted us big screen shoots. Our D-line probably uses it more than our O-line does. We live in that thing. We gotta move it because the grass underneath it just gets worked. Okay? To play low, you need to practice low. Okay? We practice low and we move. Okay? A little redundant on this, but I think it's really necessary when we talk about this, is that we are the same thing over and over and over. Okay? We emphasize the stop to run. We work hardest in our program. The hardest thing we work on is our run fits. The hardest thing. We spend more time on our run fits. It's the extension of our indie group and our team. Okay? Over and over and over. Maximum amount of time to defending the run game. Okay? So indie group team and then our inside run fits. We film our inside run every day. We film it, analyze it, bring it back to our kids. We're continuously teaching on the run fits. Okay? On the run fits. And I tell you, just being a defensive coach in today's world, and I'll show you a clip a little bit later, it's getting harder and harder, with all the RPO stuff you guys are doing now. And it's a challenge, but the thing for us that we're always going to be true to is we're going to do everything we can in our power to stop that football team from running the ball. Okay? If we can't get it done, then we're not going to win any of this. Okay? We have to win that battle. Okay? All right.
Quick question. Do you watch your film every day then with the kids here inside run? Which is very good.
Yeah. What we do. It's funny. It's a great question. Great time. Okay. We don't lose the huddle battle. Okay. This isn't a huddle sales guy talking to you. Okay. This is a football coach talking to you now. Everyone here has help. Everyone in here has help. Everyone in here has a weight room. How the hell are you using it? One of the best things about my job is I get to see how people use huddle. And then not everyone uses it the same. So to answer your question, how do we use it? We're kind of crazy in a lot of ways, but I think we're very efficient, okay? I don't want to lose the huddle battle. So for our inside run, what do? We use our instant replay technology. The college guys don't have it, but the high school guys do. So when we film inside run, we set up our end zone camera. So when we're filming it, it's coming right down to our iPads during practice. Old school, what we used to do is film, get done with practice, walk in, plug it into the computer, upload. Time you get home, watch it, and you piss your wife off because you're watching film and you're trying to eat dinner with your wife. Share it with your kids. Hope like hell they watched it. Probably sound familiar to some of you guys. Fast forward to where we are now. We film it. Most times, coach, we address it right on the field, right after it happens. Okay? Well, how can you do that in a practice structure? Things moving. Well, a group comes in, a group comes out. Look at play 12. Okay? Best thing I did this year, guys, I got 4 huddle girls. I got 4 girls in high school that wanted to help our football program. They're our filmers. They're our runners. They go every time we film, practicing, they're everything. Oh my God. Godsend. So they're running around the iPad. Hey, go see that. Or B, look at that last play. What's your trigger? Christ, coach, I had a flow, and I thought it was a pull. So we manage our practice video as best we can in practice. Best we can. If we can't get to something, the other thing that's nice about this technology is that we have Wi-Fi to our field. So it goes to our iPads, we upload it, and it's already up before we walk in. So if I do want to talk to that kid and show it to him, I will show it to him before he leaves the building. I get home, no more video. One less thing I'm pissing my wife off with, okay? Second, I'm not hoping that kid watches that video. He's seen it. So ideally, and it's not always the case, but ideally, when practice ends, we leave, guess what? We're done. We're done, okay? The other just reason huddle is, again, with our defense, I don't want to get it all prepared. Control the controllables. We talk to our kids all the time about that. We work hard. We prep hard. And I think we prep smart. As a defensive coach, my 90% of my work is done. I don't call anything on defense anymore. I used to be on the sidelines and all this crazy stuff. It's all done. Kids know, they get all their checks on their surfaces to what they're going to do. It's all done. We will adapt. I'll show you that in a second, just within the course of the game. But for the most part, our work is done. Okay. The other thing we really impress upon our kids, guys, is competition and passion. Okay. We preach this. We preach this. We live this. Okay. When I got a 165-pound kid going against a 300-pound kid, he's going to get his ass hammered to him for 2 hours on a Friday night. You got to preach to that boy. The kid's got to be tough. Okay? We build toughness in our kids. And a lot of it is not like through like military training or anything like that, but just in how we mindset these guys. Okay? I show my kids a lot of different things. I don't know if you guys are familiar with boxing, but we show my kids Mickey Ward versus, you guys ever watch some crazy shit, go to Google and type in Irish Mickey Ward. He had a super fight series, a three fight series. That was some of the best fighting I've ever seen. Rounds where both guys got knocked down, but they keep on fighting. We will talk about that kind of stuff. We'll show those type of motivational videos to our kids about fighting and battling and giving everything you have. We really preach toughness and getting that mindset that they can do it. Okay? We have to sell our kids on that. We don't go into a fight not thinking we're not going to win. Every fight we go in, every battle we go in, our kids think we're going to win. Okay? And I know I'm probably polar opposite in a lot of people about that, but that's just how we are. And it's an internal thing, okay? I'm not going out publicly and saying that, okay? But internally, that's how we think. We think every game we play, we're going to win. We think every battle we have, we're going to, do the best we can. That's just how we train our kids. That's how we think, okay? We're positive in our approach. We're confident in our approach, and we keep on pushing it with our kids, okay? And there's some games and some teams that we have no damn business ever being win that we did. And I think the number one reason why is our kids believed it. They believed it. They believed it because we believed it. And we instilled that in those guys. Okay? So, we play with passion. Okay? Real quick, this is the sideline piece of it. The other piece, coach, is, we adjust during the game. You click the next one, Jeremy. The sideline technology really helped us out. I learned a lot with this. At the playoff game a couple of years ago. How to manage all that. If you guys ever have any questions on anything, I can talk about that for an hour, like how to do that within the context of the game without screwing up managing the game and making the next decision you have to make. But these things are important to us. Okay? So I'm going to start diving into some video. Okay? Any questions on anything so far before we jump into video and we start putting all of our triggers and stuff to work here?
When you're a smaller defensive lineman, you're talking about being low.
Yep.
Are there aiming points?
Yes.
At like the thigh pads? Are you trying to just pile stuff up? Or you have to shoot a gap and then settle your heel depth?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it really depends on the situation. Okay, depending on the matchups that we have. There's some situations, and I'll show you. I got some kids on here we play against starting for the Badgers right now on the O-line, and we hit that kid a lot lower than not. And listen, guys, we're small, but we do have some dudes. Every once in a while, we might have the biggest guy in the field, okay, and we're going to approach it differently than that kid. But for the most part, we're going to be low and going to a target point. It's usually to hip to the gap that we're going to, in general terms. okay? General terms, okay? Our mentality inside is when in doubt, send it out. Okay, we're gonna try squeezing everything and getting everything and going out, and we try to run to the ball. We feel like our perimeter guys, our second level guys, our third level guys can move. So, Dad always taught me, you know, you need to be good up the middle. And the short distance between, you know, 2 points of a straight line. Make sure that they gotta go left before they go back right. So, generally speaking, coach, everything we do is constricting inside, squeezing off everything to the inside gap that you're responsible for. Okay? Guys, we all get this in some way, shape, or form. It's a double team, overtake, back, power concept. You can click the next one too. Same thing here. We see this power counter concept, and I'm sure you guys see this a lot of different ways. But this is the type of stuff that we see is a 20 personnel, power counter, some ISO look on that. We get a lot of this packaged in a lot of different ways. We can also get this type of stuff with a too tight situation or bring a tight end in, but we get a ton of that. Okay, so you know, how do we manage this? Okay, and we're gonna go through this. You know, this is a 4 scheme, we're obviously in a 3-4, but the same thing. If our overlap hits that down block, trigger, bam, he's into the backfield right now. He's flat and he's there. Flat and fast, right now, immediately. Nothing else matters. Well, if it's play action, you get soccer, guess what? Gone, you're gonna go. Once you make a decision, you make a decision, you go with it, okay? But we're gonna trigger on that. Double team, we're gonna try to split that double team. We're gonna sit and split, okay? We get a pull, we're gonna squeeze off that back side of that. We're gonna make that tackle have to cut us or get us off coming in the back side of that picture, okay? We get a base block, we're gonna wrong arm that base block, come in underneath it. We have a kick good enough, we'll let them spin out of it. If I prefer not to, it's usually a punch under, okay, but we can punch and spin. The kid is good enough, okay? Our backers are gonna get their triggers. You know, open, close it, close, go to open. Okay, we get a pull, we're gonna attack first light, opposite side of the center, we're gonna hit that hard. Okay, so in this picture, as soon as we get those triggers, we gotta go ping, 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 ping. Everyone's hitting what they have to do. DYJ, do your job. Okay, so within the fabric of that power play or that counter play, every one of our kids have responsibility. Hopefully, as teachers, we've done a good enough job of teaching them what the hell they're supposed to do. And through repetition, to get good at doing it. So we're hitting gaps hard. We're hitting our target points hard. Okay? Someone runs power on us, our overlap better be hitting that fullback harder than that fullback's hitting him. Okay? How do we beat fullback, or how do we beat power? Our outside linebacker kicks the shit out of a fullback. How do we lose at it? The fullback kicks the crap out of our outside linebacker. Okay? And I got some, I don't have it all in here, but I can show you some hits on fullbacks that our overlaps make that make them think twice about coming back out there on those guys. Okay? Alright. Guys, so first play we in, okay? This is a playoff game. First play of the game. I'm going to get to the tight view here. I'm going to come on over here and pause this thing. I want you to guys have a perspective here on the size that we're talking about here. Alright. Talking about size. Alright. This dude right here, he starts for the Badgers right now. That little guy right there, he's probably hung over up at University of Minnesota right now. Okay? You could put 2 of him up to him, and he's not going to get there. Okay? If I had my computer, I would do this. These guys, their heads to our heads, there's a couple of feet gap on all those guys. Okay? Coach told me at any point, that kid's squeezing that stuff off. His gap is the inside gap here. He's going to squeeze that off. Okay? We're going to split. Okay? Good, split it a little bit. Okay? We have a down. Our overlap is going to come trigger. We got a down. Our overlap is going to come trigger. Play a little bit more, Jeremy. And pause. Boom. All right. There's my overlap hitting that 350-pound guy. Edge is set. Okay? This dude here, low. This one, beat the double team, split, he's through. My backer, he's gonna get a full look, he's gonna trigger. Boom, he's gonna hit live. We're here, we're under, we're getting a pull. He's gone, he's got his pull ready. Okay, backside shuffle, we're pretty solid back there. Okay, play this in, squeeze, bang, bang, boom. Jeremy, just go back, and we'll just show it from the wide. One more time, just to get a picture from the wide. Maybe not.
Coach, are you reading guards with your inside backers?
Yes. And you're going to see, we got some false pulls in my guards. My linebackers are doing their job and running out of the picture, but that's all right. We're okay with that. Okay. Go back one more, Jimmy. Just to show the wide view here one more time. So you got internet like the 1920s in here or something?
Basketball game, but coming down.
All right, we'll move forward here. All right, guys, I'm going to show a series here. Hopefully, I'll be able to show this to you. This is the first series. It's a level 3 playoff game. Okay, freeze it right now. I want you to look at the size of these dudes. Okay, we gave up 95 pounds a guy on our front this game. This game we won. Okay, I want to run this series. They come and try to run power football at us. I got the first 2 series on this. Okay, I only have a wide view on this. I don't know what the hell happened to our end zone camera for this game. But the size of these guys, one's at Texas El Paso, one's at Wisconsin, one's at a lineman at Minnesota, one of the state schools. I don't know where the other 2 kids are. These guys, but you're going to see our 3-4. Our kids are good right now. We're under pads. We're winning the battle. We're getting a nice trigger from our perimeter. Overlap to seeing it down. Okay, he's coming in aggressively. We're getting a flow. Okay, and a stick. Okay, you just let it go. Okay, you go next one, Jeremy. Maybe. And I'll stop this after the series. You can see that guard fullback collision out there. If you can play that back and try to in the circle right here. Right here. I want you guys to watch my overlap, take on that pull. Okay? We're going to win battles. We're going to win football games when, boom, that happens right there. Okay? And then we're talking about the passion part of it. Okay? We're getting guys to the football. Okay? So, I know the video isn't that good. I'm sorry about this guy. It's just hit balls, Jeremy. Okay, this is the second series of the game. So, we got 3 and out and went down and scored. Okay? This is the second series of this game, and I can just hit it. Okay? I got a lot more video to show you guys. I don't know how I'm doing time-wise, but...
13 minutes, Coach.
Okay, all right. We'll get through this. All right, we give up 8 yards on Jet on the first down. Play it one more time. Okay? Our overlap, horrible job on this, okay? I'll go forward here. Yeah, all right. Our overlap does a horrible job on his trigger read. He gets flash motion coming at him, he needs to step widen, attack through the outside shoulder, that reach comes underneath it. Okay, that's fine, and our safety's gotta come in unison. If he wrong arms it, he's gonna come over, which he didn't. Okay? So that's a review situation for us on Monday. Okay? We didn't manage that trigger very well. Okay? Let's let it go. So we get 2nd and 2. Okay, our pursuit was good. We got 11 guys in the end of that picture. Watch your D linemen. Gonna be low. We're gonna be going. Okay, a little ISO. There's our D lineman in the background. That little ship down there. Okay. Split that double team you got underneath that. Now we got 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1 here. That's pretty football, guys, for us. And you pause that right there. All the white guys, that line of scrimmage didn't move. If anything, went the other way. Our little dudes just did their job. Our guys who triggered and did their job. Our overlaps triggered and did their job. Because I know I'm not telling you they're magical. Okay, there's no magic to what we're doing. There's nothing special to what we're doing. But that is the kind of stuff that we have to do. We have to be flawless in our execution and doing a bunch of little simple things. It's all we do. Okay? We blocked the punt. We went and scored. Okay, we ended up winning a game. We needed every stop that we could. That was a very, very good football team. The next one. Hit back one more time, Jerry. Show that. We won't show. All right, hit play. Let's hit the next. This type is not going to be that good. Hit next again. Okay. Again, power football, guys. You can leave it right there. That's fine. Okay. This is playoff game, guys. The video I got on here is from the last 4 years. I got 4 different years of video. Same defense. Okay. Running against power concepts. Against big ass dudes. These are all playoff games I'm showing you. Level 2, level 3 playoff games against really good football teams. Okay. So again, we got an ISO concept in here. If you look at that picture, praise it right there. I like that picture. I like that picture. Kids are going to get good grades on that. Okay? Even up top here, I mean, fullback's getting hit. There's a bunch of battles going on. Go to the next one. Go next. Okay, it's the same team, same series. Loading them up too tight. Back. Triggered it up. Freeze it. Guys, listen. I got kids playing low. Okay? I got kids rallying, and I got a bunch of guys in the other team that are up. Who's low and who's high in this picture? Okay? We're liking that. Okay? We're liking that. Okay? Kids are fighting, they're battling. Okay? They're outmatched. But we're gonna hit those gaps. We're gonna hit our triggers, and we're gonna go hit the next here. Okay? This is one of the best football teams in the state, guys. They're going to hit us here in power. Watch us. They hit us good. We do a horrible job. They're running this thing down to about the 8-yard line. I want to show this. This is our overlap doing a horrible job. Okay? Our linebacker does not flow. He plugs. Bad read. They run power down 8-yard line. Okay? Did a horrible job. Our overlap didn't trigger. He got hit. He didn't hit. Okay? He was good on flat. Play it one more time. Our linebacker did not hit a flow. You hit it and then pause it. Hold it right now. Okay? This is dark. He's got to go to light. He goes to dark. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. Okay? Well, I know what they were doing, getting their ass kicked, but I don't know why they did that. Okay? We took a bunch of shots. Their guys are doing now. Some of the guys inside did a pretty good job. There's some guys down. You know, some good pile up on the back side of that. Front side of it, we're horrible. All right, go to the next one. Okay. Good coordinator comes right back. Same play, right back at us. Okay. We float it, we stick it, we hit it. That's all a little bit better. Okay. Our backer does a nice job scraping off on his flow, getting in that light. 3, did a nice job or overlap coming in. Our overlap up there, guys, was a point guard in our basketball team. These guys aren't big. Then quick, get to the football. Okay. I'll run 2 more clips here and I'll probably, on my time, I'll take any questions you guys have. Again, this is power football. This is one of the best football. Every one of these teams I showed you guys are state powers. We got some GT coming on there. You know, 3-4 yard gain, but play it one more time, Jared. Again, I thought we were pretty decent in there. Okay, play it. We could have triggered a little bit better on the down here, 19, but I thought he did a pretty decent job. Backside on that pull was pretty solid. We got to squeeze off on the back. Okay, come underneath that. So backside backer. We need to be tighter on that squeeze, okay? All right, go to the next one. One more. And they get a first down on this guy, but I want to show you, I think this is really a good picture on us doing things right. It's taking that on, wrong arming that. I get it first, just play it one more time. You guys have fullback. Oh. You watch the fullback collision with our overlap. You got a down read. You hit him. We played good and low. Little stunt on there. Our guard got piled down, our defensive tackle, but he knew to come back underneath that. He tried to come back underneath it. He ended up on his back. Okay? He came off free. Tried to come underneath that back. Our overlap squeezed down. And our Mike Backer did an outstanding job on his read, on his pull, and he shot that open light. Okay? You can pause right there. Guys, you have any questions at all?
Play before that, number 19, as he's coming down and edge setting right there with that inside arm. Do you have times when he's squeezing and forcing it down, and times when he is wrong arming it to bounce it outside?
Yeah.
Because you want
So,
it going outside.
yeah, that's a great
Or he's
question.
trying to force it. When is
Yeah, so great debate on that is, right, do you wrong arm, do you edge set, how do you play that? Okay, we've done it both ways. The big thing is you need to have the complementary player working with that. What we've settled on most recently is edge set, okay? And not that that's right or wrong, we've done it both ways. I like the edge set more than I like the wrong arm because I think it brings our Sam back into that picture tighter, okay? But I said before, is we, in our group run fits, our safeties work with our perimeter guys. It's a drill we run every single day, okay? So we perimeter fit. If that overlap comes underneath and wrong arms that really tight, our safety's got to widen, okay? If he edge sets, he's sitting more. So our safety really plays off the ass of our overlap. And I'll tell our overhang he's never wrong. We prefer him to do this, but if he does flatten it and come underneath, to be a bowling ball and take as many pins out as he can. Okay? But in general terms, I like that set better because it tightens that picture down. Okay? The thing I like about it, we do come under, then it really is bringing everything to the ball and spilling everything out, which I don't mind either. So I don't think either's wrong. The only thing that's wrong is if my safety and my overhang end up on the same level. Then we have a problem. Yep.
What are your safety triggers for your safety? What are the triggers for your safeties?
Depending on the surface, let's say we have a tight end surface, okay? He's literally leading from tight end to center, and he reads like a linebacker. Our strong safety, we have a free and a strong safety. Our strong safety, guys, is a linebacker with a little bit better skill than our inside guys. But he's reading the box, okay? And our free safety, generally speaking, is never in there. He's our space guy, okay? So if we get like 20 personnel, we'll spin our safety down, and then he's a window reader, depending off the alignment of the fullback and field and boundary and a couple of those like that. But they're reading window, and the other one's more of a quote-unquote pass to that kid. Okay. So even within it, like in our scheme, our two outside guys and our 3-4 and our two safeties, they're both safeties and they're both outside linebackers, but they're radically different people and positions and responsibilities. So trying to get that right kid in the right spot is generally the challenge for us. Yep.
For your defensive tackles, do you teach them more to penetration and no hands, or with shoulders, or?
Yeah, we just try to tell them no penetration. We really try to get their hands to the hip, to the gap they're going through. And if we can get, like, one of the first plays in the video is not doing a good job. Our kid did a nice job of squeezing, but he didn't get his hands on the hip of that tackle, and we saw a tackle come down and just drill our Sam backer. He just knocked him right on his ass. Okay? That's on our D tackle. Okay? I mean, my back is going to get a little something, but it was like the very first play, if you go all the way back to that, Jeremy, the very first play in the video, it's a team in white. I'm not sure what coach is. The very first one, I think it was the one that won play. Well, anyways, but yeah, we want to get his hands on that hip so that if that tackle or guard is going to release down to our second level, we want to get him off his tracks a little bit.
How do you align your D linemen? Because they're on an angle, it looks like.
Yep.
Do you guards and tackles depending on strength? How do
We'll
you,
Okie front, we'll eagle front, depending on the situation. Like, yeah, some of those years, like here, I mean, that Ben's really on a tilt. And the reason why, like, he's tilted so much, honestly, we couldn't get that kid to squeeze off the football. If we just let him play traditionally, he's gonna be right here.
but they're always on the outside of someone, they're
Yeah.
gonna start outside,
They're always-
not
yeah,
head
they're
up.
always from out to in to the gap they're going.
Okay.
Okay? So hit this play, because he does a good job of squeezing, but he doesn't touch this kid.
Yeah.
Watch our back and just get lit. Okay? It's not a good way for our backer to start the day off, because that shouldn't happen. Okay? So, we see that, you know, he didn't touch him. He put his pinky on him, but, all right, our linebacker just took a shot there that he needed to take. Okay? So, any other questions? Yep.
What are inside backer triggers? Whatever it is.
They're just reading the light in front of them, it's full plug full, and, yeah, so we get a pull, a plug is an open door, a flow is a closed door. And honestly, our linebackers, we don't even pass at them. Our generator two inside linebackers couldn't catch a ball if you threw it right to them. And they're, honestly, out in space, they're more likely to get a penalty than they are anything else. So we don't tell them that pass is even part of an offensive thing for those guys. They're kind of around. So, yeah, I don't know. We haven't had a kid that can catch a ball in 10 years.
Do you have them split a double team, not take two and go down?
We'll split and sit. We'll try to split it. Can't split it, we'll sit it.
You're passing.
You know, I mean, best we can. I mean, depends on the situation. You know, like if he's hitting that gap and he's getting split and he's pretty low, it's gonna be hard for those guys to leverage him much beyond that. And ideally, if we can get him to pop his shoulders through that split, we win for the most part. But, you know, if I had a big dude, if I had a big guy, I'd have him split it and, you know, probably grab one of the kids and pull him down with him or something like that and try to pile that up. But we just, for the most part, try to split it. Run on the kid.
When you have Father's Day, how many dads try to tell you what to do and how do you handle that?
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Well, the good news is that we let them play, and they're more ready, like, to hit their kid in the yard to chew my ass out. Yeah, so we literally let them put 11 guys out there and they do their thing. And so, like, if your son is, say, the quarterback, and then if you're his dad, you'd be on defense, and if your son is an inside linebacker, you'd be on offense. So they end up going up against each other best we can. The scary thing is when we had Mother's Day 2 years ago, one of our kids hit a mom. And like, she had to go through concussion protocol. So, as much as I tell those guys not, you know, hey, hugs are good and all that stuff, we had one of our bonehead kids thought it was a good idea to hit his mom. So, that was the only negative I had in that 3 or 4 years. But thankfully she passed, you know, I guess. But everything was good, yep.
How much tackling do you do during the week? Live stuff?
None. We're the least physical football team that you're ever gonna see. Monday through, or Saturday through Thursday. We do the Pete Carroll stuff daily, but we don't live tackle. I try to minimize how many hits our kids have. Really do. There's enough hits on a Friday night. I mean, our kids on Saturday mornings it's a mash unit. So I would say that we're the least physical football team that you're going to see. And again, that's not the way my dad taught football. There's nothing wrong with the way he did it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the way we do it. We work, like I said, on responding to triggers against bags, and that's what we do. And when it comes to Friday night, that's when we do our hitting. The other thing, my thought on tackling is this. Any one of you guys could walk on my field in probably 3 minutes, pick out the 3 kids that are going to be their best players, the most physical. I don't need to see my most physical kid hit the shit out of one of my other kids. I know who can tackle and who can't. You know. Now, some of those gray areas you don't know, but you know, scrimmage and that kind of stuff, needing live ball, let's get there, that type of thing. But I'm ultra conservative on the number of shots that our kids take. You know, we thought in inside run, that kind of stuff. But if someone ends up on the ground at a practice, they tripped. Everything's up. Stay off the grass.
Saturday mornings, how did you always implement the Saturday morning, the lifting and?
No, Saturdays are off for us. We don't do anything on Saturday. I tell the kids to go to a Badger game. I tell them to go fishing, go hunting, go do whatever the heck it is that they want. Saturday's a dead day for everyone. I tell my coaches if they do anything football-wise and catch them, we'll kick them in the ass. Go find your wife, go find your girlfriend, go find whatever it is that they want to do. We do not do anything on Saturdays, period. And I hold myself to that too. I will not look at anything on a Saturday. Other than, we got like our league pool and that kind of stuff, just the maintenance stuff. Saturday's a dead day. You need a day off. It's family day.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
All right.
You guys have any questions?